Hey y'all, I know that typically here on my channel I will make videos that are themed, whether it be like one common ingredient, 30-minute meals, pantry meals, things like that. But this week I wanted to keep it really simple and just share with you 3 recipes that we love here at the homestead, and plus all 3 of them come with a little story. Hey y'all, I'm Kirsty Pickens and welcome back to my homestead kitchen. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's video. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back each and every week and just supporting me and my channel. I really do appreciate it. Y'all, tonight's recipe is going to be so good. We're making Navajo tacos with a Navajo Fry Bread. It is amazing, and I promise you, once you make tacos this way, you will never ever want to eat them any other way, I promise. So let me turn you around and let's get started. We'll start out the recipe by just browning up some ground beef for our taco meat, and then along with this hamburger meat, we're gonna add in some diced onion, and we'll just let all that cook down together. Let's get started on our fry bread. You need 2 cups of flour. We need 1 teaspoon of salt, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm gonna take a fork and kind of mix those all together before we add in 1 cup of warm water. And we'll take our fork and mix this until it forms a large dough ball. I'm adding some flour to my clean countertop. Just kind of evenly spread that out. And then, oops, we're going to take our dough ball and put it out here on the counter. And we're just going to kind of knead it together for just a couple minutes. The first time I made this recipe, I think I kneaded the dough for too long because the bread came out kind of tough. So just make sure you don't overwork the bread, and it shouldn't come out tough. I went ahead and cleaned out my bowl that we made our dough in, and I'm going to take our dough that we kneaded, I'm going to stick it in our clean bowl, and then I'm just going to take some plastic wrap, put some over the top, and we're just going to let this rest for a few minutes, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. While that dough is resting, we can come back over here to our ground beef. It is completely brown, so it's ready for the next step. I'm going to add in some taco seasoning. And then the 2 other ingredients that are really good is you're going to add in a can of ranch style beans. I leave most of the juice in there. I don't really drain it very much. And then also a can of chili beans. I did drain some of that off, but not too thoroughly. And then we'll give this a good mix together. So back to our fry bread. Now that we have our taco mixture all ready to go, I'm going to take it out of our bowl. And then this recipe will make 8 fry breads. So what I'll do here is I'll take it and I'll cut it in half. And I'll cut both of those halves in half. And then I'll cut these 4 in half again. And then we'll have 8 pieces. And ooh, bless you.
Thank you.
And then they'll all be relatively the same size. Mosey just woke up from a nap, so he's yawning. Alright, so I'm going to sit most of these over to the side. And, oh, I need to get out my rolling pin. Alright. Put my hair back so we don't get no hair in it. And then we're going to roll this out pretty thin. When I was talking to Tyler's mom the other day making this, she said that you want it to be about the size of your hand. And so that's my goal here, is to get it flattened out and to be about the size of my hand. And they're going to be pretty thin, but you do deep fry these in oil, which I have heating over on the stove right now. And when you put these in the fryer, they will puff up, and they're really cool. Almost at the point where I like this one. So it's about the size of my hand, so I'm pretty happy with that. And as you can see, it is pretty thin, just like that. And I'm just going to continue doing that with all of these pieces. So we have 8 little taco shells, or fry bread. And I wanted to tell y'all about how we got this recipe. So when Tyler was, I think he was 8, were you 8?
7 or 8.
7 or 8. His family moved out to New Mexico. His dad was a pastor on staff at a church there, and they would go and preach or do outreaches at Navajo reservations. And they found this recipe from a lady in their church, and they have been making it ever since, and his family loves it, which of course I love it too. And this one is not wanting to be a circle. Let's try to fix it. But I always like getting recipes from people that have like a little story to it. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge significant story, but just kind of knowing where the recipe came from is kind of cool. Alright, so that one's pretty good, so I'll move that to the side. And then, like I said, I'm just going to keep doing this for all of these, and then I will meet y'all over at the fryer. Our oil is hot and ready. I got all of the fry breads rolled out. And now this does not take very long, okay? And also something fun about this fry bread is that when you put it in there, you don't know what it's going to turn out looking like. It puffs up really cool, but they all puff up a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get this one in. And you're just going to fry it on each side until they're golden brown. You can see it's starting to like bubble up around the edges. Isn't that cool? I know. Hey there, handsome. What are you doing? Are you hungry? Do you want dinner? He says, I smell something good. I love you. I'm going to go ahead and assemble my taco. Now, this one turned out looking like a heart. Isn't it cute? So I'm going to use that one. But we're going to top that with our taco meat mixture with our ranch beans and chili beans. And I will go ahead and let y'all know, this is something that you're going to eat with a fork, okay? So then on top of that, I'm going to add some shredded lettuce, some cheddar cheese, a few diced tomatoes, and then last but not least, we're going to use a green chili sauce. Now, Tyler, you're definitely going to need a fork with yours. This is definitely a family favorite recipe. I really hope that y'all give this one a try. All right, y'all, so tonight for dinner, we are making a homemade beef stroganoff. I already know that this is gonna be delicious. It is a family recipe that I got from Tyler's mom. So of course we've had it before and it's delicious. And there was one year for Tyler's dad's birthday, we all got together at his family's house and we made big batches of it and it was so good. So let me get you turned around and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I wanted to show y'all the recipe card that I got from Tyler's mom. This is just everything that you're gonna need and the measurements, and then of course on the back it tells you what to do. But I just thought this was really sweet because there was one Christmas that Tyler's mom did this for all the girls in the family. She went through her recipe box and wrote down a lot of family recipes, and she put it in this beautiful recipe binder. Like you have your appetizers, soups and salads, your entrees, beverages, desserts, and side dishes. And then what was really cool is that she put pickens on the side for all the Pickens girls. And so I thought that was really sweet, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. As y'all just saw, I filled up my large pot with some water and I have it on high to boil for our noodles. So now I'm just getting the ground beef in the pan to get that browned up. I am going to add an onion to this. I know a lot of times when people make homemade beef stroganoff, they will use steak, but we've always just used ground beef, and I love it that way, and it's a little bit more budget friendly. We got our ground beef completely browned up and our onions are pretty soft. So I did drain my ground beef. I had quite a bit of extra grease in there. So just depending on what type of ground beef you use, you may need to drain yours as well. But now at this time I'm adding in 1/4 cup of butter. I'm gonna give that just a little bit to kind of melt down. After melting that butter, add in 2 tablespoons of flour. Some salt and pepper. I'm just going to do that to taste. I think on the exact measurements, she had said, let's see, 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. We need 1 clove of garlic, so I'm just going to use this minced garlic here, whereas my husband likes to call it mushy garlic. And I'm just going to do a spoonful of that. Add in some canned mushrooms. If y'all have been around my channel for a long time, y'all know that me and my husband love canned mushrooms. And I actually don't think I have made a recipe with canned mushrooms in quite a while. So I'm actually looking forward to this because we love canned mushrooms. But after you get all of those ingredients mixed up together, you want to give this a few minutes to cook together, maybe like 3 to 5 minutes or so. Add in 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Once you get those ingredients mixed well together, we're gonna let this heat up to a boil. Once it starts boiling, we'll reduce our heat and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. And then we have one more ingredient to add to it. For the last ingredient, we're just adding in some sour cream. We'll stir that in, let it heat through, and then we will be ready to eat dinner. All right, here we go. Hopefully it tastes like your family's when they make it.
Mom made this a lot.
I know.
It's good.
Really good?
Mm-hmm.
You give it a thumbs up?
Yep.
All right. Y'all, we were so excited about dinner last night that I forgot to come back on here and tell y'all goodbye. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun making these dinners. They were so delicious. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below on which one of these recipes you think you and your family would love the most. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.